Hello, my fellow CMTers. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk to you about something that nutritionally is really critical. Yeah, for everybody, but especially for us. For those that might be new here, hello, my name is Brianna. I am the diva behind The Disabled Diva, and I am living life with Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease, or CMT for short, type 1B. And CMT is a peripheral nerve disorder that can end up affecting the muscles through the damage done to the nerves. It's a lot more nuanced than that, but that's the general idea. What you need to understand is that it is a progressive disease that can atrophy your muscles, and that is exactly what I want to talk about today in terms of nutrition. I am a wellness coach turned food freedom coach, but that doesn't mean that we neglect nutrition. And actually, me and my clients lean a lot more heavily into nutrition, even without the whole tracking side of things. If you want to see more of my content, my nutrition and wellness coaching related content, head over to my other channel, Diva and the Divine. I will have it linked down below for you. But today I want to talk to you, my fellow friends with progressive diseases that might atrophy your muscles, because we need to talk about what the muscles are made of, which is protein, amino acids. And one of the best things we can do for ourselves as people with a muscle degenerating disease is to make sure that nutritionally we are giving our body the best chance it has to combat this disease. Disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional. I have some nutrition certifications, but that's as far as it goes. So as with all of my advice on this channel, consult with your doctor. If you're thinking that maybe you need a little bit extra advice, consult with your doctor first, okay? That being said, this is also something that it's not going to guarantee. Nothing on my channel is going to guarantee you that your disease won't progress, right? We could do all of the things right, and yet the disease has the potential to still progress. My goal in life is to try and do everything within my power to attempt to slow the progression down. Okay? And one of the ways that I do this nutritionally, outside of overall eating a healthier diet, which is something that I do, fruits, vegetables, lean meats, making sure you get protein, healthy fats, fiber is super important, and exercise and moving my body on a daily or regular basis. I do all of those things, right? But today I want to talk specifically about one macronutrient, why you need to be eating it, and how to get more. And that, of course, is protein. Y'all, protein is literally the building block of our bodies. It is what our body uses to make, build, and maintain muscle mass. Okay? So for people who have been previously in the dieting world or in a calorie deficit or under eating, maybe intentionally, maybe not intentionally, one thing you need to know is that if your body is not getting the protein and the amino acids that it needs, it will turn to your body to get that. What does that mean? It will cannibalize your own muscle for the sake of the protein that you lack in your diet. Yep, it's true. It's true. So what does that mean? That means if you're not getting enough protein, the muscle in your body that's already such a precious resource because we have a muscle degenerating disease is at risk of being cannibalized by our own bodies because we're not eating enough protein. So what do? We up our protein intake, my friends. And today I want to share with you a couple of tips for how to easily increase the amount of protein you're eating. What I often see with people in the nutrition and wellness community is when they decide to level up their protein intake, it kind of causes a bit of a panic because they go, well, I have a certain calorie goal that I need to make, but I also need to add in like 3 or 4 more eating opportunities to get all of the protein in for my goal. How do I balance that? And I'm here to tell you it's not that complicated, because we need to take a step back. Instead of wondering how many more meals or snacks we have to consume in order to reach a certain protein goal, we need to start right where we're at. And that brings me to tip number 1 for how to increase your protein intake for the sake of your body. And that is look at what you're already eating and just simply increase the serving size. So for example, look at a day in kind of what I eat in a day, okay? Let's say for breakfast, I'm having an egg scramble, and I normally have 2 eggs, which is about 12 grams of protein. If I decided to add some liquid egg whites, I could add 2 servings of, which is 6 tablespoons of liquid egg whites to add an additional 10 grams of protein to a dish without changing anything else about the dish. It's still egg. It's not me adding a bread or adding a whatever or adding, meat to it. Now, of course, you can do that too, but for the sake of this point, you can just add some egg white to increase the amount of protein you're getting from the actual eggs. You could also eat an additional egg to increase the serving size of the eggs, which is your primary source of protein in your breakfast. Then let's go to lunch. Let's say you like to eat a sandwich for lunch with about 2 ounces of meat on it, or a salad with about 2 ounces of meat on it. Can you instead put 3 or 4 ounces of meat on your salad or your sandwich? Yes, you could. And then for dinner, let's say you're having pork loin or something and you have 3 ounces of pork loin. Can you eat 4? Can you eat 5? Simply increasing the serving size of the protein you already planned on eating anyway is a very easy way to increase your protein intake. And tip kind of 1.5, let's go to breakfast, right? You can add additional things of protein to the main dish. Egg scrambles, egg foldovers are great for this. I will post a link down below to a video on my other channel all about my absolute favorite breakfast, which is an egg foldover recipe. It has protein, it has fiber, it is amazing, and it's so versatile. You could do whatever flavor profiles you want with it. I love it. But one thing I do is I go, okay, I'm having an egg-related dish. Yes, I can add my egg whites to my eggs for increased protein, but what if I also added turkey sausage? What if I also decided to add a couple of slices of Canadian bacon? 3 slices of Canadian bacon, you guys, is another 10 grams of protein. So all of a sudden, I'm going from 12 grams with 2 eggs to adding the egg whites for another 10 grams. Now it's 22. And then I add the 3 slices of Canadian bacon. Now it's 32 grams of protein in my breakfast that was previously 12 grams of protein. So adding additional things to, again, the meal you already intended to eat, super, super important. Tip number 2 is to not forget that protein is found in things other than meat, right? When we think protein, we think either protein shakes or we think meat products. And typically we also think some dairy products too, which is great. But did you know that you can find protein in some pretty heavy carbohydrates? Lentils has protein. Really hearty breads. I eat bread by Arnold or Brownberry, depending on where you are in the country. And this bread, each slice has 3 grams of fiber or 4 grams of fiber and 5 grams of protein in each slice of bread. So now if you're making that sandwich with your increased amount of meat in the middle, right? You slap some cheese on there, there's a little extra protein. And then you use 2 slices of this bread, you're getting 10 grams of protein from the bread, my friends, from the bread. So make sure you're reading your nutrition labels. Beans are a great source of protein. Things like peanut butter has a little bit of protein. It is not considered a protein. It is still a fat, but there's some protein in it. As you're going about your day, pay attention to what you're eating. Look at the nutrition labels because you might be surprised to find that even in things like avocados, you'll find a little bit of protein here and there. And like fiber, little bits of protein here and there can really add up to the amount you need for your body for the entire day. My third tip is to make sure that you are looking at your meals and figuring out what the protein focus is at every meal. That is by far the easiest way to make sure you're getting your protein, is to look at your plate and go, okay, where's the protein? Because it's very easy to all of a sudden not have protein on your plate and not realize it. But if you actually make yourself think about it, let's say you're having a bowl of pasta with Alfredo sauce on it. If you're looking at that bowl of pasta with Alfredo and you're going, there is 0 protein on it, where's the protein? What are you gonna put on it? Slap some chicken on that bad boy and boom, your meal has a protein focus now. Congratulations. And you can go about eating the dish that you wanted, but added protein to it. Make sure as often as you can, and it doesn't have to be perfect and it doesn't have to be every single meal. If you really wanna have, one time we went out, we had ice cream for lunch. Was I concerned about the protein? No, I was not concerned about the protein. But most of the time, I'm looking at all of my meals and going, where is my protein source? And if I don't have one, I go find one and add one. So just making sure that the protein is the focus of your mindset when you're building your plate, really, really helpful, and making sure you get that protein that you need. And my last tip is for my friends that like to snack out there, and that is, where's the protein in your snack? It is very easy to find some really great snacks that have a little bit of protein here and there. One of my favorite snacks is a piece of fruit and a Colby Jack cheese stick. The cheese has fat, the cheese has protein, and the apple has carbohydrates and fiber. It is a beautiful snack. It is absolutely delicious. I love to eat cottage cheese with various savory things added into it. One of my favorite things, cottage cheese, great source of protein. I have also found that protein bars, while they are not an adequate meal replacement for most people in the diet world like to believe that protein bars are adequate meal replacements. They're not. However, they make excellent snacks for in between your meals if you get hungry. And protein bars can boast anywhere from 8, 12 to even 20 grams of protein depending on the brand of protein bar. It's super important to make sure you're getting one that doesn't upset your tummy. There are a lot of artificial sweeteners and things that can go into protein bars that end up upsetting your digestion. So find the protein bar that works best for you and your body, but they are a great snack, as well as the pre-made protein shakes. My personal favorite is Fairlife protein shakes, but right now you can only find the chocolate ones in most places, which makes me very, very sad, but that's not the point. And that has something upward, and that has 30 grams of protein in it in a beverage that you can drink relatively quickly or sip on periodically throughout the day to get some additional protein in there as well. My bottom line is this: if you keep your eyes open and you keep protein at the forefront of your mind, you will find that it is actually quite easy to increase the amount of protein that you are getting in a day. And for people like you and me, people with muscle degenerating diseases, it is so, so, so important that we get that adequate amount of protein necessary for our body to be able to do the functions it needs with the protein we put in our bodies in order to conserve our muscle mass as best as we can. Again, this isn't a guaranteed way to prevent the progression of CMT or diseases like it. There's no way to 100% prevent the disease from progressing. There's just not. I'm sorry to inform you of that. But like I said, we can do everything within our power to give our bodies the best chance possible. And that starts with nutrition and exercise. And especially when it comes to nutrition, there's a lot of other layers that we can talk about in other videos, but especially for those of us with muscle wasting diseases, consuming enough protein will change so much for you. It will help you. It will make you feel more energized. It might even make you feel a little bit stronger, not gonna lie. But most importantly, it will help give your body pause when it comes to it wondering whether or not it's getting enough protein and going to other sources, AKA your muscles, to find it. If you're eating enough protein, it will not have to do that. And that is a really, really good thing. And that's all I have for you today. In the comment section down below, what other topics would you like me to touch on as it pertains to my life and living with CMT or diseases like CMT? I would love to know what you, my audience, would like to see next. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, as it really does help me out. And if you want to join the Disabled Diva community, we'd love to have you. Just click that little subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified every time I upload something new. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, enjoy your protein, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.